It's July 20th, 2022, and I'm aboard my 1972 Allied Princess Seaquestor, ready to head out for another sail today. Today we're beating south out the Western Way. There's the entrance to the Western Way. And there's Great Cranberry Island and southern tip of it right there. And it looks like the wind is going to let us sail right out. We'll see what happens. We're just approaching the entrance buoy out here in the Western Way. And over there is Seawall in Acadia National Park. And there is about a 3-foot swell running out here today. It's a pretty long period, so it isn't rough, but it's noticeable. And we're going to go over here a little bit further and tack because we want to go out past that red bell out there and maybe even South Bunker Ledge where that day mark is. Hey, this is the southern tip of Great Cranberry Island. We're trying to clear the shoal that comes off there. Yeah, it looks like we're probably going to be very close. We're in 26 feet of water. And we're pointing reasonably well. Let's see if I can come up just a little bit higher. Right now we're hitting a lobster boat wake. Let's see what happens. If I have to, I'll do a sudden tack up here. We don't have far to go before we're past this. 100 yards or so. And then we're in clear water. Well, we made it. We got down to 15 feet of water and we were about 150 feet from breaking water. But we managed. It's getting deeper now. A little. And we are out of the great harbor of Mount Desert Island. For the first time to the south, there's the great harbor back there. And Great Cranberry Island. We're in 33 feet now. Bit of a swell out here, as you can see by the way the boat's moving. Not bad. It's a long period, so we're not, really pitching, but it's reasonable sailing. There's a nice breeze. We're back up to 5 knots after being down to 1. And we're heading south-southeast. There's the Duck Islands over there. Wind direction is such that I don't think we're going to go over by them. Anyway, it's a little lumpy out here, mostly because of the swell. The wind waves are only a foot or less. Okay, this is the southern shore of Great Cranberry Island. We're headed east-southeast down in the general direction of Baker Island. And as we get out here a little bit, I'll gradually fall off a little more. And I think we're going to sail around the Cranberry Islands. It is a bit hazy out here. That may be the determining factor. If the fog rolls in, we'll definitely run from it. And there's the Duck Islands. You can see the swell coming in. It isn't as noticeable when it's hitting us a bit forward of the beam. When we're running into it, it definitely was bouncing us around a bit. That's Baker Island down there. If you look right in the center of the island, you can just see a little speck of white that is the lighthouse. This is one of the few places you can see it from. You certainly can't see it from inshore. And over there, the little white tower is the life-saving station on the southern tip of Little Cranberry. And this is still the south shore of Great Cranberry Island. Some nice little summer cottages there. And the other side pretty much ocean. And if you look, every now and then you'll be able to see one of the bigger swells as we go out here. Although right now, well, here comes one. Well, they're running 3 feet with the occasional 4-footer in there. Camera's probably not showing them. Well, we're just about to sail east of Great Cranberry Island. You can see the closer point there is Great Cranberry, and the island a little more distant over there is Little Cranberry. There's a kind of a bay between that's bordered by Baker, Little Cranberry, and Great Cranberry, but there are a lot of rocky shoals in there. And except for lobster boats, I've never seen anybody in there. And Baker Island, getting closer. Lighthouse is more visible. And from here, we're getting a very nice view of Mount Desert Island. Over the top of Great Cranberry, closer, and the more distant island is Little Cranberry. And you can even see the bubbles over there. Two lower hills that are close together. Okay, looking north toward the gap between Great Cranberry on the left and Little Cranberry on the right, and Mount Desert Island in the background. We're in about 80 feet of water out here, and the big advantage out here today is that on shore it's over 80 degrees, and out here it is not. It's much cooler, probably no more than the high 60s. Quite comfortable. Getting closer to Baker Island, the vantage point where we could see the lighthouse has disappeared. It's no longer visible. And there's the life-saving station on the tip of Little Cranberry, and a really nice view of Mount Desert Island from offshore. There's Baker Island, and the lighthouse is visible, although it's a little hard to pick out right now. I can't see the white tower. And what we're going to do is sail past Baker Island and then turn to port, which will be falling off. Then once we get over there a ways, we'll jibe and head back in and go into the north of the Cranberry Islands. Right now, we're south of the Cranberries, and there's Mount Desert Island. A very nice view from out here. Great Cranberry back astern. Well, we're more or less south of Baker Island now, and there's the lighthouse right in the middle of the island. And you can actually see it from out here. And we haven't got too far to go before we're going to turn and head north toward the eastern way and the eastern entrance to the great harbor of Mount Desert Island, which is back that way. And there's quite a shoal between Little Cranberry and Baker, such that at low tide people used to walk across from Little Cranberry to Baker. Well, we're just about to sail east of Baker Island. When we do that, we're going to turn and head north. Right now, we're going just a little bit south of east. And making about 5 knots on a beam reach. That should be a nice run north. Don't want to go in too close to the island on the east side, because it's shoals in there, and it gets very lumpy in there when the tide is running hard, which it should not be doing now, so it might not be too bad. And of course, even out here we have toggle the lobster pots to avoid. And there are a series of can buoys along the east side of Baker and Little Cranberry that we just want to stay east of. And I can see the first one over there. It's at a bearing of about 60 degrees magnetic. Okay, there's Baker Island again. And if you know where it is, you can pick the lighthouse out. If you don't, you just think it was the top of a tree. Yeah, we're just about to pass east of Baker Island, and the swell, I don't know if you can see it, is piling up a little bit here. It had dropped off, but in here it tends to really build because of shoals, and I think we're seeing some 5-footers. I mean, it's a long period swell, so you don't notice it much. And we're almost to the point where we're going to turn. There's a can buoy over there, which you probably can't pick out, that we're going to turn and go to the east of. And we're looking pretty much straight north now at MDI. Well, I've made my turn and we're heading north past the east side of Baker Island. And the lighthouse is completely invisible from over here. And we're running downwind on a broad reach with a big following swell. And it can get lumpy in here for the next half mile or so, so I don't think I'll be filming much because I may have to steer the boat. Well, this is the east side of Baker Island, and you can see that there are some good sized swells coming in onto the rocks of the island, and we're going to be out of those in a little bit given the direction they're going. We're going to be in the lee as far as the swells are concerned in just a little bit, and it's going to be nice and flat, which will make for some very pleasant sailing. And there's the hills of Mount Desert Island ahead on a hazy July 20th, 2022. A nice day to come out here. It's comfortable out here. It was swelteringly hot in the Great Harbor. There's the Cranberry Island Life Station as we head north, or a little bit west of north, past can buoy number 7, which is the last buoy before we get into the passage between Sutton Island and Little Cranberry Island. Well, right now we're beating on the south side of Little Cranberry Island towards Sutton Island, and I think that when we get ready to turn between Sutton and Little Cranberry, that the wind is going to be on the nose. And because it's a little late in the day, rather than spend a lot of time tacking in there, we may wimp out and motor back in the last 3 miles or so. We'll see. The wind might become more favorable when we clear Little Cranberry. It often does. Well, wind and wave conditions are a lot different here than they were outside the islands. It's really flat and fairly light wind. We're doing about 4.3, close hauled to try to go on the south side of Sutton. What I'm hoping is that as we get past Little Cranberry Island here, that the wind will go a little more southerly, because we're going just a little bit north of west now, and if the wind goes 15 degrees more southerly, which it often does when you clear the end of the island, we'll be able to sail past Sutton and right back into Southwest Harbor, I hope. If not, we have a choice of tacking for motoring. And I don't know if I feel gentlemanly today or not. As they say, gentlemen don't sail to weather. Okay, as I thought, the wind has gone a little more southerly, and now that we have passed Little Cranberry, and we're able to point south of Sutton Island rather than right at the middle of the island. And if the wind stays this way, we should be able to make it past Sutton and sail into Southwest Harbor, which will be pleasant. And this will have been a 3-tack sail, because I did tack twice to get out the western way. Okay, not too many boats left out here tonight. It's almost 5 o'clock, and things are calming down. We're down to just over 4 knots as we are just about to start sailing along the south side of Sutton Island. And ahead, although you can't see it, is Southwest Harbor. Well, it's 5 o'clock, and at least here, I think I heard a loud click up in the sky a moment ago as the big wind switch up there was set to off. We're currently making 1.5 knots, and I think that's mostly current because we really don't have much wind in the sails, even though at the masthead we've got a favorable wind direction, just that there's not much of it. So we're debating whether or not we should motor and maybe get into some wind. I think that's what we're going to do. Well, at least for a while we've given up. We were basically only being carried by the current, no wind at all. We've got a little over 3 miles to go, so we may motor all the way back. It depends on whether or not the wind picks up when we get out from behind the Cranberry Islands into the main part of the Great Harbor. We might sail a little more, we might not. So if we don't start sailing, I hope you enjoyed this little trip around the Cranberry Islands today. And if we do, well, I don't know if I'll film anymore or not. In any case, thanks for watching.